Alright guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host JD, Billy Diamond. Anything you want to add to that extension. Hope all of you guys are doing well. Alright, so we have some new contents to come and drop on top of your head top. Alright, so we had done a video the last time saying that the Falls Hope messing up Jamaica's football from 1999 to present. We have said a lot of things in it, and I've realized a lot of people misquoted us for the whole concept of the video. All right, the video was not about King. The video was about everything that we did over a period of time. So based on that, what we did, we said, all right, we're gonna alert you guys on some local games and make sure to give it sometimes where you can really calculate how good these players are. So not playing in the JPL I'm talking about, but more outside Concacaf. All right, because I had discussed in that video to say that there is levels for a reason, and we have explained that United States does not even want to use MLS players. They are going for Champions League players. All right, and it's hard for you to take a man off the roadside and put him up against Champions League players and expect to win. That is talking towards the national team selection. That's what we're saying. So based off all of that, what we're going to do now, we have Cavaliers taking on Cibao, which I think Cibao would be one of the best suited teams in the Caribbean for Jamaica, for a Jamaican team to go up against. So you could see some numbers here, like Cibao, how much games they have played and where they are ranked. Cibao is one of the highest rated teams in our region. As you saw, Cibao is on a long winning streak right here, 1-0 over Real Hope. Real Hope, you know, that team that everyone talks about, which is in Haiti. All right, so Haiti is one team. Cibao got the better of them in both legs, 3-2 and 1-0. All right, Cibao still went on a good stretch, as you saw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. All right, now you look at Cavaliers. Cavaliers won 7-0 over Mocha. Mocha had 2 red cards in that, but I still thought Cavaliers was the better team. King was one of the better players in this competition, so let me give him credit, because my video was not around that, but a lot of people realize that listening is a strong trouble for them. All right, yes, my aim is always to make Jamaica national team great again, not any individual local player great again, or to sensationalize anything. If that's what you're looking at or looking for from a channel that covers Jamaica, I think this is the wrong place. It's just all about education. So anyways, Tivoli Gardens, 1-1 draw, Cavaliers, 2-1 over Veer, which is the great man. He's not the coach, but for some reason he's the coach because he makes all the headline, which is Mr. Craig Butler. Yes. And then they had the Arbor View draw, 0-0. And then they lost to Racing. I heard Mr. Spade talking about that, this is anti-football. So Mr. Spade trying to improve himself with football. But a lot of people would say that when you're playing tougher opposition back then, you usually sit back, like Mount Pleasant. I watched them 2 times, played Mount Pleasant, and they kind of sit back. So we have to push back on Mr. Spade right there as it relates to you complaining about Racing not delivering. All right, like go at them face to face. All right, so anyways, now this is the main game now. Cibao versus Cavaliers in the finals. All right, finals. Both of these teams will go through, I think, to the Concacaf region, which is the region that if any one of these players on this team stars, that's when you should consider trying to pick them for the national team. That's what I believe, because that shows you the level. And when you go to the CONCACAF level, you are playing the best of every country. So now you have Canada involved, you have Liga Meki involved, you have MLS involved, all right? And then obviously Damrep, if you're already facing Damrep team, so you don't even have to count those in. But those 3 head bases, if you can play those teams and look dominant, I can consider you as a true player that deserves to make the national team. And I've watched this for 4 years running, 5 years running, no, 4 years. for 3.5 years, and none of these teams, Waterhouse went there, Cavaliers went there, from early days. Cavaliers have always been there. All right, none of them have improved, on no record as yet against none of the elite teams. All right, the best run from any team from our region was 80. All right, was 80. And that team actually never even played much matches when they did so. All right. But obviously, AD is having a tough time of feeling their teams, because obviously you know that you have a problem in the country. All right. So this is a other opportunity for Jamaica players, that local playing players that we're talking about, to see some things from. So I have a lot of these players, so I'm going to reload the names, and you guys tell me which one of them you are considering to have the national team cap to. All right, so you have Vivo Bartlett, Deshaun Talbert, Shamar Watson, Richard King, which is one of them you're craving for. Javani Leng, that's a next one. I've heard his name a couple times. Well, Jamal Calvin, he's a popular name player, but I don't think he's actually Jamaican. Yes, so maybe that's off. Kelly Overy, he's a popular player as well. I think he's from Trinidad. Yes, Dwayne Atkinson, which is busy. He's always a player that people want in the national team as well. Christopher Ainsworth is one of the young players people want in the national team already. Dwayne Allen, O'Neal Bryan, Orlando Russell, Damani Miller, Chad James. Chad James is an individual that had played well in one installment for a Jamaica team. We never heard much about him, but I think he's back. So he's another one that showed some promise as well. Yes, Jaheim Fraser, Kawane Thompson, O'Dane, Wilburn Force, Jerome McLaren, Matthew Ellis, Johnny Morgan, Jadine White. Jadine White should be a part of it because he was a part of the program. So, and then you have Shaquille Staines, you know him, and Omari Grant. So at this point, you have Jadine White, Busy, Christopher Ainsworth, Leng, Richard King on the list right here, guys. So I would say this would be a very good game for you to look for 5 or 6 of these players to see what they truly offer. All right, and don't wait until the national team selection comes up. Then you're going to come up and say they should be making the team. This is a good competition for you to say, okay, if they pass this one, yes, they are going up to the Concacaf real level sets of players to compete with. So at least we can say they have impressed. So this is the best of the Concacaf, the Caribbean region they're going to go up against. When the game will be played, it's going to be played tomorrow your time. For me, it's going to be in Wednesday. So tomorrow, 6 hours away, 6 hours ahead my time, it's going to be 7 o'clock Jamaica time. So tune into it, Cavaliers versus Cibao. All right, let me see where it should be held. All right, final 2 legs. It's a 2-leg, so they will be facing each other twice. But I only saw one update here. Okay, they are going to be facing each other twice. So the first one will be in Jamaica. All right, I don't know if it's a stadium, the National Stadium, or Sabina Park. I will try and get that for you. All right, because it never stated on the paper here. But I think it has to be one of them. So look out for that. Look out for that. Like my next video, I will get the information for you. All right. Yes. It's going to be a good competition. I think it's close to 50-50. Cibao had played Cibao had played Cavaliers before, right? Back in the days, I wanted to look for the head-to-head. All right, because they're only showing me it here unless they never played them, but they were in the similar competition. that I had watched a couple of years ago, but I will fix that as well for you. All right, but I think both of them are two good teams. One play a little bit different from one. Cavaliers play completely different from Cibao. But let's see if Cibao will try to alter their style of play to get something over a Cavaliers. But I think it's going to be a good test. I would say if you look at it, Cibao might slightly be better than Cavaliers, like in all thirds combined, might slightly be better. So if Cavaliers can pull this off, this is good. All right, they have a lot of money spending in their country, and they have a lot of good pitches. So if Cavaliers can get a win over Cibao, that would be a statement victory for me. All right, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys, as it relates to my last video, which is I'm saying I'm tired of these false hopes, like just making up a next story to say that this is the next local playing player will be saving Jamaica. And I've said all of these BS can't work. This is not 1998 when you could have picked up a Goodison in Sim Bartlett or way down in the lower leagues. Football has evolved to a different level now, so don't disrespect football. That was my whole point. And going forward, I am not going to even answer certain comments because it looks like a lot of people, they are here to argue rather than to listen. Because a very few under the video actually understood what I was saying. And I was not Kendrick Lamar. I was very, very clear in my statements. All right. So Cavaliers versus Cibao. Part 1 and part 2 will be coming up. All right. So we have chopped up a lot in this one, and it's a good indicator. So go and watch 6 of those players and the entire Cavalier team as well. But definitely those 6 that you will know will be talked about in and around the national team. Don't wait until they play a game in the JPL. Use this game as an indicator, just like the Concacaf games. Smash the like button, leave your thoughts, and big up to you guys.